Welcome back to London Regionals. We're in round 3 now, and the 2 decks on the table we have right now are AgInfusion and Hoshiko. What are you expecting to see from these 2 decks?
So I'm not 100% sure what type of Hoshiko this is. I mean, AgInfusion, I think the current standard AgInfusion plays about 8 agendas. It's usually on 3 Niseis, 3 bacterial programmings, 1 off-world office, and then 1 either send a message or Fuji, depending on how you feel.
It's a pretty clean Jinteki.
It's a clean. I mean, it can still flatline you through ice, but like it plays. It's a glacier deck. It plays brands. It plays at least 1 big code gate. So usually you play Vampire on Nessa, but sometimes you play MIC, although I've seen lists that just play Thimble Rigs and don't really go big on code gates. It plays a bunch of sentries. It's pretty much always on Sice and Tannen and Ansies. If we're lucky, we might see a spicy Cloud Eater, maybe. Defense, like a bunch of defensive upgrades. And also a key thing is the Charlotte Lacosta combo, just to keep
it's Charlotte Lacosta is very incredibly powerful. Yeah. You just sit back and roll in the money.
Yeah, and there's some defensive upgrades. Anoretic Void or Biovault. I'm not either, both. That could work.
And I guess you also have access to Mavirus, which there is a chance that this Hoshiko is going to be on Audrey, or
it could be an Audrey deck. It could be more of a crew deck. It could be a hybrid. I mean, we'll see how the game plays out. It could just be a turbine deck.
What kind of Hoshiko is most? If it could be anyone in this moment, it's like a Schrödinger's cat where you don't know which kind of Hoshiko it is yet. If you were playing that Hoshiko deck, which one?
So if I were playing,
would you hope you have right now? Would it be the Acera's crew?
I think Audrey might struggle a bit more. Audrey's the one I'd want least. So like if you're heavily on like a Mulch Audrey deck, Mulch being the name given to that deck. I don't know. I think I'm not sure if I'd want to be crew or turbine. The thing with crew decks, it's if you're not like you need to have a good high-level view of the game. Like you need to be able to think strategically and on how to use your resources. Otherwise, and be careful with your runs. Otherwise, you can kind of lock yourself out. Like you kind of trash the wrong ice, and Bob just plays around that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like if you have like a good overview, like if you can have that good strategic overview of the game, like crew's probably the best. But Turbine's also very good in this matchup because the AgInfusion. The other thing about Turbine is usually you have companions, and with the companions you have twinning, so you actually have quite strong multi-access, and you break. Except for the sentries, you pretty much break most things for cheap. Like the only expensive stuff is going to be sentries and brands.
So it looks like we had AgInfusion here keeping, installing 2 ice and taking a credit.
Yep.
And Hoshiko going for the mulligan.
Yeah.
And what do we got now? We've got some good stuff. We've got I see a buffer drive there.
It's a price.
Give you an insight into what we've got.
Okay.
The price comes down, earning 2 from the strike fund. Very nice. Yeah. Deciding to go with the money this time.
With the money.
Interesting. You get more of a discount with the daily cost. Yeah. However, the fermenter's got a bigger long-term payoff.
Yeah. So the runner should be on 6 credits as well.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So what was the other play?
The other was another the price. This time getting a Paladin Quinn.
They should show Paladin, and there's a Moshing, another Paladin, and a Cookbook. Like really going for the Econ engine. The runner should be on 6 credits. 5 credits now because
2 prices and
2 prices.
The strike fund makes it free.
They're on 5 credits.
And then playing a Steel Skin just to draw up, give us some options.
Yeah. I mean, if they're not on bank, I'll just use it. Is this the third price?
The third price.
They're just chewing through that deck. The runner should really reveal that.
Yeah, they should be face up on the table, but
the thing is, it's actually fine. They'll go in the bin anyway. Yeah. And there's an imp here.
Whereas obviously Gashapon is a pretty famous card where people end up picking up the cards, looking at them, and then shuffling them back, and then being I didn't. That's a game loss.
The price, like technically, as I said, like you're meant to reveal them, but for the price, it's a self-correcting card, which is nice.
And it's important to note that you trash them first, and then you choose from them to recover.
Yeah.
So smart move from AgInfusion to ice up.
Yeah.
I was thinking just icing up just to deny Hoshiko is a nice way to, especially when Hoshiko used to be running around a lot.
Yeah.
Just throwing a bit of ice on each central just makes it so much harder for Hoshiko to get that free first run to get those free card draws in.
Yeah. Because it's a buffer drive, this suggests to me that this is an Audrey deck, and that gives you some longevity. Okay, so yeah, getting daily cast money, does the paladin credit.
So I think they're now on 5. It's a little difficult for us to tell on here.
Yeah, I think they should be on 5 credits. No, they play 3 price. They should be on 4 credits.
3 price,
and
2 back from the strike fund.
Yeah.
So they're on 4. So now they're on 6.
Yes. Yes. This is why.
Playing a strike fund, so spending 1, going up 3.
Yeah.
And then a class act. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this? You mentioned in a previous video about the girls list.
Yeah.
Is this one of the girls that counts for the
No,
the
girls doesn't
naming?
play class act.
Oh, okay.
The main reason, so class act to me suggests that this is a Paranoia Lago Shelter
Yes.
deck, because that basically Paranoia is a draw. It's a resource that allows you to draw cards. Runner.
We're starting with a YDL for AgInfusion here.
Oh, YDL is okay. So YDL is interesting because YDL is usually played in a punitive style deck.
Yes.
So this might be a punitive deck, and actually they asked Archives.
Yes, we can see there's Regenesis there. So by the looks of it, it's going to be. I'm going to score from my archives.
Yeah.
And if you go into the archives or go steal this agenda, like you're going to face the wrath of my friends with guns.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, so it looks like this is not the 4 agenda. This is it's not the 8 agenda. It's also on 8 agendas actually, because it plays. I think normally you're on 2 Regenesis. You're definitely playing 3 bacterial programming because it's like the best for this.
It's so good.
And you probably on 3 Fuji because you actually just want to flatline the runner.
I'm finding it very difficult to work out how many credits we've got on the runner side there, but they're making a run.
Yeah, they're making
into
a run.
Assassin Tan.
Assassin Tan, which is, I mean, now there's an active ice for AgInfusion. AgInfusion likes this. Oh, the Ricky Martin alt art's excellent. Brilliant. So the runner's gonna have to spend 2 credits and half their counters there, which is kind of, you don't really love that. And then the access, that's another YDL.
Yeah. But they are getting paid 2 for the run. Kind of getting paid 1. And I mean, trashing that YDL with Imp is pretty solid.
Is very good. Because one of the lines is if you have the bacteria programming in archives, is you just look at the top 7 cards and just put them all. Well, you put them all into.
Throw another one, so they've got 6 points at once.
Yeah. You throw another one in archives, and then you put everything in your hand, and then you play YDL for like double-digit credits.
And it's also, if you do need to score your agendas, it's just so solid for just being able to, like, you score 1 and then you're like, cool, well, I'll put the one that I don't want yet 7 deep and you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a way of deep diving or forcing a shuffle, then it's not going to happen.
There's a trigger. Okay.
So that should be down to, I believe, 1 credit now.
There's a missed Hoshiko flip. Peter, the motion blur is reminding Richard here of figures. Yeah. There's a Hoshiko flip. 2 credits. So they're on 5 credits now, I think. I'm not sure.
Yes, it's very difficult to assess.
I prefer the way motion blur spreading out the credits.
Yes.
It's a much quicker visual way. And then stacking them. You can also like partially stack them, like if you want to save space. Okay, there's a hand save review, putting something in archives, gaining 5. Okay, icing HQ again, so that suggests that there's valuable stuff in there, but that's icing done is.
I guess also it could be if you are wanting. This isn't really the right place for a booping ice, is it?
No, you don't really want to boom them into HQ and them going like, oh, I need to like. This corp, I think, keeps quite a lot of valuable stuff in HQ. Like, you want to keep your punitives, your YDLs.
Yes, especially when you see an imp on the table. Yes,
with
that's
an imp
very
on
true.
the table. You must also... There's only so many agendas you want to throw into archives. So, like, you might actually have agendas in HQ as well.
I think we've gone up to 9 credits now from 2 daily casts firing.
Yeah, ticking. Up 9. No, they should be on 8 credits because they should lose a credit and draw a card.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah. Again, this is our best estimate of the run credit total.
So going for Steelskin, really digging for something here by the looks of it. What is the critical piece that Hoshiko is looking to get? So obviously Order is nice.
I think Order is the key piece here. Like, I'm pretty sure there's an Order deck. I'm seeing the Imp, the Book, the Buffer Drive. Yeah, there's a Buffer Drive. So that's going to cost them 2 credits because they're using a Paladin credit. There's also Paranoia Shelter, which they can't use because it's a connection. They can't. I think it's a connection.
Yeah,
it's definitely location, but it might also be connection. I think it is a connection because it's in Seb's set that Seb works with.
What is that in the discard there?
Sorry?
Struggling to
it's another Paranoia Shelter.
Oh, okay.
So they had 2 in hand, so you discard one. You'll never install it more. Like, it's unique, I believe, and you never install it.
So we've got a duck and a hedge fund there.
Yeah, honk.
Now, what I've noticed is we haven't seen a Rashida yet, which is probably...
I mean, it's bad for the core, but it's... I mean, neither of them are... The runner's not putting that much pressure on the game. And this corp is pretty fine, going quite slowly.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if at one point the corp just merges, because...
Yeah, especially when there's getting a counter off of that and also denying the credits. Although right now you're not really going to starve the runner of credits because they've got some still coming in from the strike fund. They've already got a bit of a pile built up. It does look like they have more than 3 that we've got written down here. I'm just going to guess that's 7 because
I'll probably have a word with Richard after this game about how you track your tokens. It's okay, I'm not the cleanest player either, I'm not trying to improve. There's always
here on here, we've got a Tatubola. That's going to be an opportunity to make some cash for the corp.
I mean, there's no way of breaking Tatubola, so that's just like, no, you're not running.
Oh, yeah.
That's just ends the run. Tatubola is very good. It's very, very good. Some thinking happening here.
So we have the Audrey now.
Yeah, the thing is the runner is going to be starved for memory.
Yes,
because there are 3 MUN.
What break are we thinking we'll see here?
Sorry?
Sorry, not what breaker. What console do we think we'll see? Could it be more?
I think it's Keiko.
Ah, yes, yeah, with the connections.
With the connections. Sorry, with the companions, you mean?
Yeah,
with the companions. It's probably Keiko because it's cheap and you just want MU. Mo's actually a good shout. Mo would work really well, but I'm not sure you really have the time and the credits to install it. Or like, there are games when you will, like, hey, Mo would be probably excellent because you probably... it's quite a low agenda density and you're hitting things. You're just hitting random cards, it's pretty good.
Now we're on some absurd amount of credits that it's not quite possible to know.
Yeah. That's like, I think that's quite... Is this actually a risky? Not really, because you have the... Okay, they're just going double install and ice here. So I think that suggests that
could be Charlotte and everyone's favorite Lacosta grids.
I'm not sure this is on Lacosta grid or Charlotte because of the way you're scoring. Like, it could be. It's a very good combination. I'm not sure this deck wants
it. It is true. We did also see a Regenesis in hand, so it's very possible.
Yeah.
And I guess if you're looking to punitive, as much as you like having some points in your archives, if you're worried that you might draw into more of them, scoring early to keep that option open for scoring a 5-3 later, or in fact to make such a crucial fork for the runner later, where it's take this card and spend all your money. or let me win the game, then it's going to become very, very difficult.
Yeah. The one thing I like about once you score a Regenesis with a 3-pointer is that immediately you can start.
Have we gone into the realm of 18 credits here? Surely these are stacks of 5 and is that a 3 on the end, maybe a 2?
I'm not sure what these stacks are anymore. Maybe it's 17 credits. I mean, the runner is rich.
Yes. The runner is having a very good time here.
Yeah. I mean, I actually wonder if the runner is drawing too hard, because I saw them like use up a labor rights, and it's like the Corp is just taking the game as slowly as possible. Like the runner just chewing through their deck at this speed. It depends if they have Ashen Epilogue, because if they don't have Ashen Epilogue and just have labor rights, I think there's a very good chance that they'll. And I'm not sure they use buffer drive either, but there's a good chance that they'll just burn through their deck and they'll be out of resources.
Yeah. Now, I have seen in hand we do have a twinning, which could be a nice way to be able to take the corpse fruit, sit back, play nice and slow, just run when you need to.
Yeah.
And especially give the corp a bit more pressure to have to worry about centrals a little bit more, knowing that you're seeing more than just the top card each time.
Yeah.
So it does look like we're searching for a console here. I'm assuming we're going to spend all 3 credits from the pool there. Yep. So then we can use the credit to get our instant trigger on that.
I'm not sure if the runner triggered like a Parano Shelter. Shelter is. Oh, it is a Lacosta. Okay. Shelter is actually like a very. The trigger for Shelter is quite awkward. Like it's not a common one, so it's very easy to forget.
Okay, so it's. All right.
Double
we're going
advance,
straight in. That's a Regenesis.
Yep, that's probably going to be a score.
That gives 1 click left to the corporation to do something else with. Maybe put something new in.
Yeah, put something new in.
It looks like we've got a handful of operations there, so...
I see 2 punitive.
Might be just a credit here.
Yeah. Could just be,
Looks like
credit. 6 credits. I don't hate it.
We've changed to a draw.
Changed to a draw, yeah, that's
I guess maybe trying to dilute the hand a bit? Reduce the risk of...
Yeah, there's 2 punitives in there. There's one which I didn't recognize, and there's a pivot as well. Pivot's actually quite nice here, because now it's on thread, so you could also use pivot to get a digital life. If the runner finds a bacterial programming. The thing is, like the runner is lacking in tools to handle ice right now.
Yeah, they've got the options they need in hand, by the looks of it. It's just that they need that console.
Yeah.
Or to use up this imp counter and commit to just kind of ditching the imp. But
like I was wondering earlier on if imp was the correct fetch from Price. Because I know it's part of your engine, it's just the ignition line of the corp was very defensive, which suggests that they didn't have... Well, it could mean a couple of things, but it could also mean that they don't have an accelerant, like Rashida or Charlotte, like because then the corp might favor a more like remote play.
We're making a run on HQ here.
Yeah, because there's 3 counters on the
that one. Botulus, we've got Slice and Tan, we can use the last 3 more, and then we've still got
2 credits. That should normally cost 2 credits as well. Yeah.
There we go.
There we go.
And we've got the one last use of the gun, because you can always throw the gun at it.
Yeah. And then they're going to see 2 cards. I don't know what that is. It's a reader.
By the looks of it, it's
going to get imp.
Not an agenda.
It's a punitive.
Okay.
And then we have
Is that a pivot?
It's a pivot, which they'll trash as well. See, if they... Okay, I don't want to... This would have been great with Audrey installed.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Then you just install Audrey and you have... You get
and
2 Audrey
we
counters.
have the Paladin with a counter waiting to trigger. Oh, and we could...
now they're doing it
install afterwards.
Yeah.
That's
and it gets
rough.
a counter. It should get a counter. There we go.
So I'm assuming as we're on Cookbook, we're likely to also be on Simulchip in here as well?
Yeah, maybe not. And also there's a twinning counter. Someone's reminding me. Okay, we have I think Theo is at the back, who's Theo is judging the event, who's pointing out when things are missing. And it happens, like, you know.
So happening here, we're
they're trashing a card. They're going in again.
Using Audrey for 2 breaks, and then
a damage.
Yes.
Oh no, they used gun.
Yeah.
It's an Anansi. And a Punitive. I'm not... Yeah, that was the second HQ run.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already saw like 2 in HQ and you trash 2 cards. That was fine.
I guess like you're thinning out the odds in case there is an agenda hiding in there. Although I would say if you assess the corp state right now, you're probably not expecting them to have an agenda in hand. No. Maybe if they're scoring with Regenesis and you can see they're on a punitive kill deck.
Yeah.
Maybe you think, oh, they must have loads in hand and they've got to get something out somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but the thing is, like, the Regenesis here kind of made sense when HQ was quite weak, and if the Corp felt that the remote is safe, just taking the Regenesis out of HQ and then putting it in the remote. Especially since there was at least one face down agenda, there might be there's more face down cards in archives. So, yeah.
So we're taking 2 credits
and maybe drawing a card, I think. Yeah. Still 7 credits.
Yes, because they were down to 3, so now they've gone up to 5 for their mandatory and 1 more.
Counter here. The runner should lose a credit and draw a card.
Yeah, now this reminds me the hardest part of playing Hoshiko is its start of turn trigger hell.
This board state is trigger. This has so many triggers because you have a bunch of start of turn triggers.
Including class act triggering when your start of turn draws triggers. Cards, yes. You've got your paladin, you've got your...
Yeah, if your corp installs a card, you also need to trigger it's optional. You can trigger the shelter. You also have the twinning counter trigger that you need to keep in mind. Also, the way you install the card. So with there's Keiko, as we mentioned. If you install the Botulus, you need to remember the Botulus as well, which is usually in a different space from the rest of your starter.
This is the bit that I will never understand about Netrunner, that Keiko triggers off itself. So if you install Keiko, it gives you its own...
Yeah, but not if you install it with Paladin credits.
Yes, which I think is the little dispute we're having here, is a Paladin counter was used for that, which I don't think should be allowed. Yeah. Or if it is, it's that you're not earning a credit from Keiko then?
Yeah. Like, honestly, this is one of the things where you can call the judge, like, there's a judge there, call the judge if you're unsure, but you can, like, with another play, this is how it works. You discuss it with them.
Yeah.
And if you're unsure if there's any disagreement, call the judge. Basically, if you're in doubt, call a judge. Now, they're here to help you out. They're not here to punish you.
The position here with Botulus on ice seems a lot less powerful against AgInfusion because those are both face down ice, and that at any point they can go, I wanted to get rid of your Botulus anyway. And I'm going to force you to waste your run as well. Happen. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is now with that revolver, that Sicentan is very... It's a very, like, scary. Like, it's a pain to deal with. So the...
so we've constructed down... Is that perhaps 5 credits?
Yeah, we might be down 5 credits. I don't know if the daily cast is meant to be ticking as well.
I think it should have been. I think this is, like I said, it's start of turn hell, and we've missed one of them there. But.
Yeah. I mean, one trick I do is if I have start of turn cards, is to line them up in a row.
Yes, and then read them like left to right. And be like, that's done.
Yeah. And I also like to order them in like complexity. Like you can go either way. I go from like least complex, because some are just mechanical. Like Daily Cast is mechanical. You don't think about it, you just take the credit. But like things you have like Banja, where you need to like think about it.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Or like a class act or a Hoshiko thing. So like...
There is also a lot of people use, they will turn their card sideways, kind of exhausting it as it might be in other games. And it looks like we're gaining 4 net. So now we're up to 11 credits. Yeah, often people will turn cards sideways just to show like, oh, this is triggered if it's a once per turn, or for Hoshiko, for example, you could turn it sideways so that then you know that you've already achieved the access and then you will flip.
The state management of Companion Hoshiko is as mentioned.
We've finally taken that daily cast money. I don't have a turn tracker here, but I think we're way past when that daily cast should have happened. So adding even more virus counters here.
Also, I'm not sure the runner ever triggered Paranoia Shelter.
Yes, which... To be honest, I'm not sure whether Paranoia Shelter is really going to get you much value in this game. It is nice with the class act to get the extra value, but
I mean, it's good.
We're not really expecting AgInfusion to install too often in a server, right?
Yeah, but it's still fine. I mean, it's not amazing, but...
Like, if it's a price hit and you had nothing else, then it means nothing, but... Oh, what's happening here?
There might be a res.
Could see a boot here.
I mean, honestly, I just...
Looks like we've installed a...
that's
a Tattoo Bowler.
Oh, that's even better. Because that's self-boot.
Oh, yeah.
So it goes, okay, that goes away. Swap.
It's like its own magnet.
Yeah. Go away. That goes in the heap.
And then we
it's also
running
it's
into
a 2 credit
Sicentan.
gain. It's a 2 credit gain. Yeah, running to Sicentan is
Popping the Simmel chip here, getting back the revolver.
Yeah. Spending 2 more credits and 3 counters to. Like, this is what I mean. Sicentan becomes very taxing eventually here.
Yeah. Sicentan is such a... I'm surprised I don't see it more, and whenever I have it in any deck, whether it's Jinteki or not, it always feels so good on HQ.
So it really depends on the runner meta and what they use as their killer. Because if they use like even Echelon or like Carmen, like it's okay. It's kind of weak into crew decks because then they can crew itself can.
We're going for 3 cards here. That's a Hantai review first. What else will we find? There is the Regenesis. That's nice. That means that probably, from what we expect, this AgInfusion and there's Adrian. Nice to get out now.
Yeah. That's a reader. Yeah, Adrian is. I always forget which way Adrian works, but it's, basically you do a side game and then one way around, the runner accesses only Adrian, and the other way around, the runner accesses everything but Adrian.
So yeah, there's 3 doors, and then they reveal that there's a goat behind one of them.
Yeah,
and then Adrian says go through the other door.
Yeah,
something like that. And now, as it looks like we're making a run on the remote as well, with seemingly quite low on credits. That could be possibly up to 5 credits. I'd assume that we're not going past 5 in a stack, but
I mean, this
very uncertain right now.
Depends which click this is. You could maybe boop them. I mean, also this deck could be playing 3 Regenesis. Ooh,
it's another Sicentan. That's going to be very rough with a with a gun-based deck.
Yep. Gun doesn't like Sicentan.
I wonder if, like, are we going to find like a random one of Echelon in here? Or is it
it's a virus. Oof. It's purged.
Is that a?
Yeah.
Was that on Access or? Oh no, we got them to use the gun counters first.
Yeah.
But then we go for in trash. So now we're down to some small amount of credits.
The important thing is Imp.
Is that 2 on Audrey? Would that be 2?
Yeah, that is 2 because they they access the Mavirus, trash the Mavirus, and then trash the.
Right. Yes.
The Knuckles. That is correct. I mean, Hoshiko should be flipping now. That's fine. We can.
It's round 3. We'll figure out by round 7.
By round 7, it's going to be smooth because in later rounds you're more awake and you're better.
And credits down to 8 here. We've got a Hanzei review gaining 5 credits. Dumping something in archive. So, what do we think this is here? Is this just a... maybe this is just defending up centrals for now, trying to keep your money afloat?
Yeah.
The runner's got a lot of pressure on you in that with Audrey, they've got a very efficient way to get into almost any of these. Taking a net damage or 2 is probably not the end of the world for this deck.
Sicentan is an absolute nightmare for Audrey.
Because Audrey is break 2, right?
It's break 2, so it's basically like you lose a card to boost the Audrey, and then then you spend a counter, and then unless you have another counter to use, so you either spend 2 counters per Audrey, which suggests you need to trash at least 2 cards because otherwise it's not sustainable, or you take another damage and potentially another damage, which is.
So it looks like we did do a late flip with Hoshiko.
Yeah, it looks. It looks like the Corp is helping with the tracking the board state here.
So we're doing a labor rights, trashing. Wait, what? What's happened here? Trash 3. Oh, putting 1 to the bottom. Are they trashed publicly?
They are trashed publicly.
The corp should know what that bottom card is. Really.
Yeah, they should know.
Then
You can. Yeah.
Then it's then choose 3 to shuffle back in.
I think they're going for similar chips. No, they're going for heads.
That's an imp. What's the card behind? It's not a moshing. An imp, a symbol chip, and something.
Maybe it's a num. Maybe it's a different breaker. I don't know. Maybe it's a buzzsaw. I saw a buzzsaw trashed earlier, so I think they're getting the buzzsaw back here. Yeah. Which, I don't know. It's a bit weird. I want the buzzsaw back, but I'm getting symbol chip and buzzsaw. It's mixed. Okay, then I saw symbol chip.
Yes, gaining 1 from the Keiko trigger.
Yep. Yeah. That's another tricky to remember.
Yeah.
See, this is why
and you have to remember it's first time return, so like you can't do it again. And we're gonna draw here. We've got symbol chips. So many symbol chips. It's a very nice position to be in. Yeah.
The thing is, like each symbol chip is basically it feeds like 2 runs, basically.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean about the runner running out.
Yeah, it feels like this deck might struggle a bit in that you kind of need a really big push now, because you can only run into these servers so many times.
Yeah.
That the twinning is not quite the amount of
So
visibility you want.
The thing is, like, Order is very good against decks that don't pressure your cards in hand, but this AgInfusion definitely does. You're always at And this is the core, but there's a phase that Archives is not appealing to run for the runner. There's a virus in there. There's potentially the good thing is the runner has a 1 point, so the core can't just put a second bacteria programming in there.
Yeah.
They can only keep 1 agenda and only 1 3-pointer. Basically, there's a good chance that if they run Archives, they just get punitive.
I guess the option for the runner right now is
yeah. So
there
that's
is
going to be
another
3
size
counters.
and 10, yeah. So it's quite nice for the runner's position with 2 symbol chips down. You can get into any server whenever you want.
Corp's now on 9 credits.
Yes. 10 minutes left on the round, just being pulled.
Yeah.
It feels like the runner might just want to take the opportunity to just kind of sit back, because you've only got so many runs. You have to make sure that these runs are scoring you agenda points.
Yeah,
and currently on 0 points, you're very far away from getting to it. Oh yes,
they're on 1 point. The other thing is now the annoying thing is there's still. I said 2 Regenesis. The Corp could be playing 3 Regenesis with going to 21 points, which is reasonable because you really want to. You don't really want to score out the 2 points. Okay, that's it. I know it's a void. And I think they're thinking about using it. Yeah, no, they're just letting him trash. I think what's going to happen here is the Corp is just going to put something in the remote every single turn.
Yeah. Yeah, because there is only so much gas for the
runner. Yeah.
I imagine we're not seeing an Ashen Epilogue in this deck. Probably we're hoping that Buffer Drive and some Labor Rights is enough to get things coming up again.
I think the runner's down to 1 credit as well. The other thing is running anywhere without imp counters is dangerous now that you're on 1 credit as a runner.
Yes.
And I think one of the corp is counting the steel skin scourings, because that's the one thing that can stop a punitive plan here.
Are there any weird techie ways that the runner can draw out of turn? Like if the corp for some reason decides to install, then you can Lego Pronoa and then
that's the only way.
But that would be a very unlikely turn of events.
Yeah. Install here.
Install advance.
Yeah,
So
which is
NGO front is
no. I think it could be an agenda, honestly.
I guess there's what do you got to lose kind of thing. If you
if they're 2 agenda, so I think this. Okay, so the line is quite complex here. why this could be an agenda. Basically, the remote is relatively safe because the runner needs to burn a simul chip. Basically, I think they need to burn a simul chip to get in, and then they need to burn a simul chip if they want to use an imp. If they don't use the imp, there's a good chance they just get punitive because they're too poor.
Yeah. Yeah, they are down on absolutely zero credits here, so even with the link from Hoshiko flips.
And if they imp it, then they still need to get into our hives when there's an active boop into a Sai Sentan.
Yes. Oh gosh, yes, I haven't considered that. A Sai Sentan on the outside of a server is even more scary than the other Sai Sentans.
Yes. So, which means they can't really steal this agenda. Like, if it's an agenda, they can't steal it. If it's so they need to imp it, but once they imp it, they can't really access it next turn. So basically, if the Corp has ways of getting agendas out of our hives, it's like, I mean, presuming our hives is clean and it's just 3 points, it's still like you just delay the game, and the Corp will probably just go, okay, I'll go again, or probably not. They'll probably just purge and then go again to force you to burn through single chips more. So they're installing Commentated.
I mean, could we also see Viable, or is that a likely card in this kind of deck?
Viable is a possibility. It's nice with La Costa. It's
because it's like, if you don't run, then I've basically won this server because there's no way you're going back through.
I think there's some argument here about memory. No, they're fine. I mean, I'm not sure.
They got one botchless on the table. Yeah. No, they should be fine. I think they are choosing to overwrite the imp so they can have
that makes sense. Yeah, overwriting the imp makes sense. They want to do that because I think they know they need to imp and they need credit. Basically, burning a simul chip as a sure gamble here, or actually even worse than a sure gamble because. No, it's actually like a better sure gamble. It's a worse sure gamble because it takes them an extra click. Like, it's not great. It's pretty grim, I have to say.
So what's happening here? We've removed virus counters from the botulus and the order. Oh, as part of the run. Okay. Yeah. We see bacterial programming. I mean, that's
the imp it.
Imped into the bin.
Wait, how did they install that imp? Was that the simul chip? Yeah, that's the simul chip.
One, yes,
which is what I said. They need an order counter.
They do.
It's very important to have an order counter.
Again, having about a third of your deck face up on the table when you're playing Hoshiko is certainly.
And also, I don't know how they still have so many counters on. This is a mess of tracking.
There's the orgy point out. Yeah. Nice.
And that was the correct play. They can't see that agenda. But the run's actually on a time pressure now.
And it's good they imped because they were on 0 credits, so it would be bad for them otherwise.
And they're out of cards. Those are the last 2 cards.
Fun fact: when I first played Netrunner for the first time, we were very confused by this card called Levier or Lab Access because we were like, well, you go for your deck, you just shuffle it, right? Like any other game.
It's like, no,
not like that in Netrunner.
No,
there is a timer on everyone. Yes. We assumed for the runner that you get to keep going though.
Honestly, I scope here. I think you just purge. Install. That's probably a spin doctor.
Yes, that would be a good thing to install over. I guess now the Lego Paranoia probably never going to trigger.
Oh no, probably never trigger.
Wait, you have buffer drive.
Yeah, buffer drive. Yeah.
So it's still free to do. You get to also filter draw with the class acts. You get to really curate your hand with whatever small amount of cards you got left in the deck. But once those cards go from your hand, especially with Hoshiko, where you might be drawing every turn or so.
Honestly, if they're running issue, I'd move them in the remote here. On 1 credit. Oh no! Ooh,
there's an Anansi.
And they're on 1 credit, so they can't break that fully. I think this is probably the aim here. No, they can survive. They have simul chips. They can simul chip for a botulus.
Yes, but They have to find 2 agendas in hand at this point, and I imagine that's a very unlikely circumstance.
Yeah. Also now Archives has a very, very nasty move with the Anansi.
Yes.
Yeah, they need to simul chip. They're going to move the Botulus. Going to put 2 counters on the Botulus.
To break 2 of the subroutines.
Yeah, but then
we break the last with the gun, which is going to be 2 for strength and 1 token. Is that right?
But you don't have enough money to use gun.
Oh yes. Oh wow. So we have to Audrey the final one.
Yeah, you have to Audrey the final one, which
gosh.
is 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is rough. Yeah, you basically like. This is why
we're getting 1 virus counter back
because Audrey. Yeah, they're gonna Audrey. They're gonna trash 2 cards. Yeah. And then
the corp has gone down to 3 credits.
Yeah, but you just jack out here. Yeah, you jack out, you gain the money here. Yeah, don't put it into the hand, but yeah. So that was for 6 credits, 8 credits. I'm not sure.
Just onto the stack. That's where they go.
Yeah, just a stack of things.
Let's assume it was 6 credits gained there. And another simul chip. How many simul chips are in this deck? How many can you stretch it to? We've also got one will come up later with the buffer drive.
Yeah, and now you flip back.
Surely that will be for a simul chip. So the corp is having a little think here. I'm guessing they're wondering if they want to spin doctor shuffle back in before the mandatory.
Yeah, exactly. I think.
And there it is. That's the spin doctor.
Yeah. I think this is. They're considering it. They're going.
I guess they're really hoping right now to just get a little bit more money and get their money up.
The corp right now is in a very good state to install double advance again.
Except for they've only got 3 credits.
That's a problem.
Yeah. So they need to spend a turn waiting for the money to come in, really. And unfortunately, you can't purge and also do that.
That's okay. I don't think you really need to purge right now.
Although a tattoo bowler firing would certainly be enough as well.
Yeah.
And so many of these servers are so risky for the runner to run into right now. We're putting 2 cards in. We could afford an Anoetic if we need to.
And clicking for a credit and discarding a card.
Time on the round has been called. It's possible.
It's possible.
You can just gung-ho through 2 size and 10s. Just make sure they never hit anything correctly.
Yep.
But that's certainly.
I mean, I think you literally
risky.
don't have enough cards.
The thing is though, with the twinning down, the twinning is ready. You can, as long as you can find just any way to get through that tattoo bowler on R&D, you can see the top 3.
So time was called. So with was the acting player still the corp or the runner? Because that actually matters quite a bit.
I think the corp was finishing their turn.
Yeah. So because if the corp. Okay, so the scenario is like either side could win. So basically, if the runner finds a 3-pointer and the corp doesn't have another turn, then it's a draw.
Unless it's a Regenesis in the server.
Yes. Well, so it depends if the last if this runner turn is the last turn of the game, or the next turn, the corp's turn, is the last turn of the game. Because if it's the runner's turn, you need to be as aggressive as possible as a runner, because that's the only way you win. If the corp still has a turn, it's very bad if you steal 1 agenda as runner, because you probably get flatlined by impunity.
Yes, that is true.
I don't know what's being discussed here.
Because the corp also has options of if somehow you steal an agenda and they have a turn left and you get your credits up, they do have the line of gain a credit, play hands-eye review, and then do the punitive.
Yeah, that was.
And it looks like the runner is going to have to go down to very few cards to get into any of these servers.
Yes, exactly. Like they basically. I mean, if there's if that revolver has 3 counters, it still does. What you can do is run there, spend 2 credits to boost. No, it's 4 credits to boost. So it'd be like 4 credits, 1 counter from revolver, 1 counter.
We're doing it. Also remember we had the Botulus there.
Yeah, the Botulus. So basically you'd use 2 Botulus counters, 1 revolver counter and 4 credits to break the Anansi. Then you'd spend 2 credits and 3 revolver counters and throwing the gun at Sentan, and then you can access everything for 6 credits. And
Yes.
all your bottomless counters and all your... Yeah.
Just dependent here on whose turn is actually last, because
Last,
it was like
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Which there's no like clock around, so Motion Blur just got the timing very right here with the Passover.
The punitive.
No
Nothing.
agenda, so
So yeah, trash the.
it
yeah,
looks
trash the
like
punitive. By the way, here if you say that,
Yes,
it's
you have to
punitive
access
thing
at the
is
time,
trash.
yeah.
Also, the revolver is gone.
But that is a trash, and that's important because
Yeah.
now we can get into R&D,
Yeah.
and it looks like we've got a fully charged up twinning ready to get 3 cards off the top.
Yeah.
In
Also-
a deck that hasn't scored a bacterial or had one stolen, so it is just pure chaos on the top of that deck.
Yeah. Also, that revolver should have no counters anymore. But who knows anymore? Okay, there's a swap.
So we are
4
doing
credits.
it.
Let's
We're
go.
gaining 4 credits for the
Yeah.
court.
Ooh. Okay, so they're both on 4 points, with the runners way richer.
Well, my script has failed, so we can't update the score of the credits of the corp here.
Okay, so the corp is currently on 7 credits. The runner has no credits.
So now it's just a question of, is there a Regenesis in that server?
Yeah.
Because that would be...
Or if there's a punitive still somewhere. But the corp is arranging 7 cards, so... Bit of a think on the corp side. It might be a spin doctor, actually.
Well, the scripts have all failed, so we will just go from the score on the table, which is currently 4-4.
Yep. It's currently 4-4.
So it looks like we do have one last turn.
Or one last turn for the corp,
how
'cause otherwise
many-
you're not
How many
thinking.
cards in hand there? Is that 2 cards in
Yeah,
hand?
it's 2 cards in hand.
That looks... But we also did get rid of the punitive.
Yeah, we hit the punitive.
And I think another punitive went earlier, so...
Yeah, there's definitely a third one, but we
It's
don't know where
just,
it is.
it's just a dig of can you find it.
Yeah.
No way to use that simultip to draw cards, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so. They might be using it to get back a fermenter for some credits.
Yes, if they have one last click, then they can use it as a way. Yeah, you install the fermenter for free, then you click it, and you'll get.
4 credits.
Yes,
Yeah.
and can help, but it's definitely not enough still.
Yeah.
However, you do also flip because you do get an access.
Yeah.
So you will have 2 extra, so you'll be on 6 total,
credits, yeah.
and you'll have a link.
Yeah.
You'll kind of be on 7,
Yeah.
but they just have to pay 3 and 3 extra.
Yeah, the revolver should be gone. Oh, why did they lose that card? Okay, so Rashida and Anoa took Void. That is a punitive.
There
yeah,
is
you
the
just
punitive.
Yeah.
And that will be game.
That's game.
In the final turn of the final round, and the runner must have been so excited at that moment of, I could tie here, I could tie here.
But no.
There we go. We will see you guys after the lunch break.